Hey, YouTube world, and a good, happy morning to you. Today, I want to talk about reusing it because I believe in an eco-friendly world. And let me tell you, I get tired of driving past our city dump and it stinks to high heaven. So I do my part to recycle when I can. And when I can't reuse it, then I make sure to put it in my recycle bin so that it can be turned into something else, because you never know when it'll be turned into something else that I can use. Like these milk jugs. And I don't expect you to save 1,000 of them to redo or reuse, but they can be used for in-home planting purposes or even outside planting purposes. Now, what you want to do is you want to put your dirt in here, and you can take the label off if you want, clean that area, or you can leave it on, whatever floats your boat. And I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about, because I use these things, and I don't want you to just think that, I make videos and I don't do this. So if you look up here behind me, that is a milk jug that I'm actually reusing green onions. That's right, because I also reuse my food as well. So instead of taking and cutting my green onions off at the root and scrapping it, what I will do is I will regrow it. So if you're interested in that, then go look at my regrow gardening videos. But again, it's just a simple milk jug that I put dirt in. First of all, I cut the holes, and then I put the dirt, what I did was I cut the holes, put the green onions in, and then put the dirt in. Now, you can also do this same method with tomatoes, and it will pour over the top and hang down like the vine it is. So that's one thing you can reuse. Now, we all have these ugly coffee mugs that people bring us from New York, okay? And God knows, my in-laws brought this to me, and it's wonderful. Anyway, rather than send it to the nearest thrift store, I've decided to put some dirt in it, and I'm growing a green onion sprout in it. And it just sits in my window looking cute with my little bugs in it. Now, the little bugs, I got these from the arts and crafts store, and it's just a cricket sitting on a leaf and a little lighthouse I got from the dollar store. So that's something else you can reuse rather than throw in the dumpster. Now, I want to talk about contact paper. You can get this from the dollar store, and it is so easy to use because boxes you get from Amazon, you can put that contact paper on and put a handle right here, and you have what absolutely looks like a dresser drawer. And it's really just a cardboard box. And it was a delivery I actually got from Amazon. So, not only did I reuse the box, because I try to reuse as much of the materials in my environment as I can. And like I said, the ones I can't reuse, then I put in the recycle bin, and hopefully they get recycled and made into something that maybe I can reuse. Now, this contact paper, you can put it, some people line their cabinets with it, some people line their tables with it, and you'll notice when you pull it off of the backing, you have what is known as a waxy or non-stick paper. And I will use these. I save these. I will save these. I don't throw them away because, some people will go out and buy wax paper and use it in their kitchen. Well, I want to tell you that the one you get off the contact paper is food safe. I use it around food all the time in the kitchen. I've put it in the oven, to heat up different things. But I know during the holiday when I make a lot of cookies, I'll spread this on the counter or the table, and I'll set my cookies on it to cool, just like you would as if it was the wax paper you buy in the roller. So, but I also use it for different things. Now, this is a box I got from the post office where I just literally taped it to the box, and now I have a portable non-stick surface. And I also have a piece taped right here to the desk that I'm using, as well as I have a piece of it over on my workbench for my arts and craft projects where I make my soaps, because this really does come in handy to have wax paper and to get more use out of it, and rather than throw it away. And it is completely safe and it is completely usable. So I've seen people just rip the backing of the contact paper off and go stuff it in the trash can or even the recycle. And I'm like, why? You know, I've tried this. I've used this myself. So I'm telling you, it is safe to use for other projects. It is safe to use around food. And so, you know, if you have doubts, then research it yourself. But, you know, there's so many times that we throw things away when we should be reusing them or recycling them or passing them on to someone who will. So the next time you're getting ready to throw away that coffee cup that you don't want anymore, you know, rethink it. Stick a plan in it. Or if it's that horrendous, stick a plan in it and give it away as a birthday gift. You know, that's cheap and simple and free. The next time you're getting ready to get rid of that milk jug, think, what can I plant in that today? Or, you know, how can I reuse that? You can use it for a Kool-Aid jug. You can use it for an iced tea jug. You can use it for a water jug. There's all kinds of things that milk jugs can be reused for. And like I said, I don't expect you to save 1 million of them. Once you, have your fill of them, then please put them in the recycle bin and make sure they are turned into something else that you can reuse. So, guys, look, I can be found all over the web. Feel free to check me out over at Crafting with Six, because a lot of these products you see me showing here today, I've made projects over there. And a lot of you already know about my regrow garden. I've done quite a few videos on that one. Speaking of how to regrow food, because I don't like to waste. You know, we live in a time and an environment where it's really hard to come across real food. And so what I like to do is, if I can get real food, like I said before, I get my meat from a well-known butcher and I try to regrow my own vegetables when possible. Right now, my regrow garden has, as you've seen, very much plenty of green onion. And I'm so excited, guys, because I have a dehydrator on its way. It should be here in the next couple of days. And I'm so excited because what I'm going to do is, you know how you see the onion powder seasoning in those little tubes at the store? I'm going to be making my own, because my regrow green onions produce so much. I clip those about 2 to 3 times a month. And I've literally at this point got about 5 to 6 bags worth of green onions in my freezer. So I'm going to be dehydrating those and grinding them down into a powder, making my own onion powder seasoning. So that's going to be interesting. As well as I've added to my garden a little while ago is carrots. I cut the tops off and I planted the tops because did you know that you can eat the greens that grow from carrots as well as radishes. So I've added radishes to my garden as well. And I'm regrowing those. So I truly believe that, you know, if you can regrow it, again, guys, if you can reuse it, recycle it, do it, you know. Let me show you something right quick. When you buy your green onions in these little bunches like this, you want to cut the green onion off. You want to take the roots and put them, submerge just the roots, not the entire onion, in some water. And that's what I have here. Is I have about 4 bunches, and I don't even take the rubber bands off. I just have 4 bunches and about 1 inch of water. And I cut these yesterday, and let me tell you, if I can do it without making a mess, I will show you where they have already started to grow. Now you see this line right here? This is where I cut them, and they're already growing within a day. You've already got about 1/2 inch of new growth. So the green onions are really, really easy to grow. And follow me, because not only are they easy to grow, but they are easy to replant, and they make the cutest, the prettiest little, looks like wild grass leaf plants. So take a look at this, guys. This is green onions. And so that is the green onions. And this is my carrots regrowing. And then I have some more over here, but you know, guys, to reuse things that are so simple to reuse and cost effective, because they will save you money in the long run. I mean, I pay 99 cents for 1 bushel of, and a bushel is, you know, the group that the rubber band is around. But I pay 99 cents for 1 bushel of the green onions. And for 99 cents, I can continuously harvest off of that bunch for months. Now, for whatever reason, sometimes they will break, the roots will break off and it will stop growing. So here's how you want to test it. Give it a little tug, and if it slides right out of the dirt, then it's done. Throw it away. You've got as much as you're going to get out of it. But if you give it a little tug, don't yank, but if you give it a little tug and it's resistant, leave it alone. It's still got more to give. Now, there are some people who will tell you that you can get infinity off of these green onions. I haven't figured out how to do that, but I do get at least 5 to 6, maybe 7 harvests off of them. And so what I'm learning too is that don't overwater. I think my problem has been overwatering, and maybe that's why my roots break off and it dies. So I'll let you know in future videos. Maybe you can infinity harvest off of these if you don't overwater. And I think that's been my problem. So now, instead of watering every week, I'm going to start watering every once a month and see if that doesn't help. So anyways, guys, look, reuse it. If you can, if your kids outgrow it, donate it. If you stop wanting it, donate it. Not everything has to end up in a landfill. And look, if you've got appliances, refrigerators, washers, dryers, things like that, if you call people, look on Craigslist. There are recycle people that will come pick that stuff up, because they will haul it away for you for free, and they'll take it over somewhere and they'll get a few, maybe $10 for it, you know. So again, that stuff doesn't have to end up in a landfill, because I'm telling you, we passed by our landfill and it stinks. I mean, it stinks to high heaven. It is horrible. So anyways, guys, it is an awesome Tuesday morning. It is 10:07 in my world. Guys, feel free to look me up. I'm all over the web, over on Instagram. Later on this week, I'm going to be doing the bleach dye shirts, which is the one I'm wearing. I've actually made this shirt. Now, I didn't make the logo, which is the Good Witch. I didn't put the words on here, but I did do these patterns here, and I did do these patterns on the back. So, if you're interested in making your own shirts, they're quick, they're easy, they're fun. However, it does require straight bleach. So if you're going to do these projects with children, I would suggest it be older children, and you might want to watch them closely because, again, you will be using straight, undiluted bleach. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys, and remember, if you can reuse it, reuse it. If you can't, pass it on to someone that can. And if it's not something you can pass on, then put it in the recycle bin and let the recycle people make something else out of it that maybe you can reuse. Have a good one.